Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, good morning. What's happening, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers, man, coming to you live and direct here on a Saturday morning. That's right. It's the Monday Night Football Blitz on a Saturday morning. It's the college football edition, as we will talk about the college football semifinals. And now that the final stage is set, we had the University of Miami, the U, versus the Indiana Hoosiers of Indiana, man. So that is set up for next Monday night at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, man. But before we get into that, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bells for all the wonderful notifications. And those that are listening under the sound of my voice, do me a favor. Do us a favor here at the Sports Shapers. Give us that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star review, 5-star review. Love us or hate us. Let us know how we're doing, as you so eloquently have been doing. We appreciate all the comments on the podcast side, on the YouTube side. Let's meet the crew. Dan, what's up? Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. You know, I'm not a morning person, but here I am. So let's get after it.
Shout out to the Dan, the hockey dude. Yes, Dan is he's a nocturnal person for the last 20-something years, something like that. I believe, Dan. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, about 25.
Yeah, so yeah, Dan is very vampirish. So we're gonna do this real quick. Well, not real quick. We're gonna do this and have a little fun. D-Dubs, good morning. How are you, sir? What's happening?
Yo, what up? Yeah. I'm an early person. I'm here for it.
Yeah, D-Dubs probably went and changed tires already, did a couple of things.
Yeah, man. Yo, now, speaking of tires, I got to tell you that story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I said that. Shout out to
dealing with people, boy. I tell you, man. Certain businesses, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, we're here to talk about college football. Like I said, it's the Monday Night Football Blitz coming to you here this morning, man. And hey, a lot of things to get into, man, when it comes to it. So let's get right to it. Where's my notes here? Let's just start off with what can I say? Last night's game, man. Last night or today, I should say, we saw one of the most dominating semifinal performances in college football playoff history. Indiana didn't just beat Oregon. They flattened them 56-22 to punch a ticket to the national championship game. For a program once written off season after season, that's the kind of story that we here at the Chasers Nation will remember for years. And as I open in the opener, man, Indiana from the beginning, from the pick six from Mendoza and he not Mendoza. I'm sorry, from what's the other quarterback?
Dante Moore.
He looked shell shocked after that, and it was. I thought when they came back and scored, I said, all right, cool, we got a game, and then Indiana just kept pouring, hitting the gas, and listen, no shade to the Oregon coach, to
Dan Lanning.
Yeah, to Dan Lanning. I think he's a really good coach. But Kirk Zignetti, man, he and me and Dan talked about this before we came on, how Indiana does not have a bunch of 5-star recruits on their team. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Indiana does not have a bunch of 5-star recruits on their team. And I did a deep dive, man, and it's just purely the coaching staff and the coaching and the discipline and them being relentless.
I couldn't tell.
And not taking their foot off the gas, man. Go ahead, D-Dubs.
I couldn't tell that they didn't have 5-star. Matter of fact, thank you for breaking that news to me because I didn't know. You said it for the person. I'm that guy in the back. I didn't know that they didn't have any 5-star recruits on that team. I had no clue. But let me tell you this, man. I mean, the tone was set. I mean, with 11 seconds into the game. I mean, D'Angelo Pons intercepted that ball, took it back. It was a near perfect game. Near perfect game for them guys, man. Indiana, listen, man. I was wanting to say, man, they ain't play nobody. You know, I'm pretty much a stickler to that.
Yes, you are.
And listen, when they got here, they started off with Ohio State, so that was somebody to them at that time. And Ohio State, that was their playing somebody, and they failed. But Indiana is still rolling. So, yo, shout outs to Indiana. And yo, Fernando Mendoza. Now we're gonna start hearing the talks as the draft comes around. Who's this? But this is what they told me, Kev. They told me Dante Moore is better than Mendoza last night. They was like, yeah, you gotta look out for Dante Moore. Dante Moore is this, that might be, but last night I couldn't tell. And like you said, he looked shell shocked out there. I think Dan said it most. I think Dan had the funniest ones. I think you put a roasted duck.
Yep.
Her roasted duck meme. And that's what it looked like for the Oregon Ducks, man. They have they might have had one bright spot at the whole deal. I think it was a reception, a 71-yard pass, I believe. I can't. I gotta get that later. Yeah. It was Oregon bright. Was it Dyer Hill Jr.? He explosive. He had a 71-yard catch, I believe. Yeah.
It was. He had a 71-yard run.
Yeah, 71 yards. Yeah.
So that was it for Oregon. That was I mean, it's not much I can say to this. This was a total a whooping.
Yeah.
Belt to ass. Yeah. BTA.
Yes, BTA. Let me give you a couple of things, a couple of key takeaways. The blowout win, the number 1 Indiana Hoosiers defeated the number 5 Oregon Ducks 56-22 in the CFP Peach Bowl. The historic dominance. Indiana controlled the game from the opening play with a defensive touchdown and never looked back, as I said earlier, right? Star performances from Heisman winning quarterback Fernando Mendoza threw 5 touchdown passes. You heard that? What? 1, 2, 3, 4. What? 5 touchdown passes, completing 17 of 20 attempts for 177 yards. And their defense, man, defense and special teams. Dan said it earlier. Indiana's defense forced multiple turnovers. The special teams contributed with a blocked punt. Oregon struggles. Oregon's offense was plagued by turnovers and was unable to get consistent momentum. That was from the jump.
Hey,
go ahead.
Elijah Sarrett, is that his name? Sarrett, is he a wide receiver? Is it a wide receiver or a tight end? Receiver. Yo, that dude, man, he caught a ball. I was like, wow, he caught that. I mean, yeah, he was definitely one of those top performers. And in the words of what's my man that calls the basketball play, PT Pia. He played a good game last night. Good game.
Yep. Oregon's offense was played by turnovers and unable to get consistent momentum. With this win, Indiana improves to 15-0, advances to the CFP National Championship game against number 10 Miami on January 19, 2026. That's next Monday. Indiana's program, once overlooked, is now a national powerhouse story due to disciplined coaching and the execution on both sides of the ball. So I said that earlier, and how, everybody's looking for this quick fix, whether it's in college football or even in the pros, right? And it's going to take some consistency. How long has Zignetti been there now?
3 years.
3 years, right? So we saw last year where they got blown out in the first round last year, if I remember correctly, and how you have to build the program, man. And it's no quick fixes. You got 1,000 or 4,000 kids in the portal and stuff like that. And again, him with the 5 stars, he doesn't have that many. But you know what he's got? He's got coaching. He's got etiquette. He's got discipline. And them playing every down. You can see they did not let their foot off the gas last night. Not one bit. Not one time out there. I see Oregon. Nope.
They had a good response after the pick 6. Going back down when they scored 7. But after that, I mean, there was nowhere where I was like, yeah, Oregon's going to get back in this.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Dan.
was watching this game with the angry football fan.
Shout out to Lackey.
And it was interesting to me. Like,
And why is he angry, man? His team is playing today.
Yeah, team's playing tonight.
Now,
You should be going to the game. Okay.
And Cam is going to be in the building. But yeah, I'm sorry.
But my thing is like, shout out to their coaching staff.
Yes.
Like the fundamental football they play, like they're solid. They don't, lose track of players. You see busted coverage. They tackle well. The special teams, they're good on special teams. Their offense is ridiculous. And like, that's why I said I have to get the shout out to the coach because he coached my alma mater. And we were looking at his Wikipedia, I think it was. And I think this is his second year at Indiana. I think he went 9-2 last year. And hasn't lost this year. And back when he coached here, like he had one or two, we had 3-4 losses, but like he had a 12-2 year. I mean, the guy, he knows football. He knows how to win. And if you look at him, it doesn't matter if it's the beginning of the game or if you watch it after the game, that dude, he looks pissed off at the world
all the time.
Yes. But I love it, and that shows you, like you were talking about the quick fix. If you can coach and you have coaches that can coach, you could play good football because a lot of these other teams, they get in as talent, but they're not fundamentally sound, like tackling techniques, and the like, but they play on pure talent.
Mm-hmm.
So, shout out to them. And when watching this game, like they had that pick six and then Oregon went down and I'm like, I think it was third down. And I think that's the one where they hit Surratt on the sideline with the guy hanging all over him.
Hanging on and he still caught it.
Got the first down and kept that drive going. And then he went down and scored. And like, once that happened, it was kind of like the air came out of the sails for Oregon. And then their defense, Indiana, just started taking over. And you could see, like I even said it in the group chat, I'm like, you could see Moore has happy feet. Fumbled off, like the one he went back and he hit the running back with the football and fumbled on a pass. And then another one that our defensive tackle came around, sacrificed himself and just like blew up the guy blocking his teammate so that he could get the sack. And then he turns around and ends up with the one with the strip sack fumble recovery. And it was just like pure dominance. And like, this coach is serious when Mendoza's in the game with like 4 minutes to go and they're up like 30. Like, I was like, why are we still playing this guy? We got another game to play. But, shout out to Indiana. And they proved everybody wrong. We like to say, like D-Dubs was saying, they haven't played anybody. Well, they played Oregon in Eugene, beat them by 10. They beat Ohio State.
Respect. Gotta show them
championship.
Yep.
They curb stomped Alabama. And I know everybody's saying, oh, the SEC, blah, blah, blah. Well, they did that to a Big Ten rival again. So don't take any away from Indiana. Those teams are really good teams.
Yeah,
and they just put a thumping on them. And I hope Miami watched that game and took notes because they're getting ready to face a team that is going to be very difficult to beat.
Go ahead, DW. You had something.
And I think even if they win, lose, or draw in this thing, man, I think Indiana has had a very, very, very successful year, man. I don't, what I'm saying? It's like, not that I think in my mind that I don't think Miami's gonna, like Dan said, I think they better really be doing their homework and taking notes on this team because this is look like a different type of team. And it looks strong on all sides, offense, defense, special teams.
You're absolutely right, man. I just think win, lose, or draw, and I think, and we'll get into the predictions part of it. I'm thinking though Miami will be the quote unquote undesignated home team, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Indiana's going to win, man. Even though Miami got a good defense, I know you South Florida people, y'all watch this and he's just a hater from the north. I'm just
I'm just keeping it real.
Miami's got a really good team.
They got a good team too, but
yes, they do. Mm-hmm.
But if I'm matching up and if I'm looking,
if you're matching up, position by position and team by team, I think Indiana should be favored. I don't know what what Vegas is saying.
The spread right now.
But
I mean, Notre Dame should have been there. I mean,
the troll
that should be Notre Dame. I'm just saying.
Oh, we would have did damage. We would have look what they did to Alabama. Look what they did to.
Yeah.
Yo, man. Yo, Notre Dame fans, man. Hey, next year, y'all finish in the top 12. Don't matter how many losses y'all get, right? So it should be no excuses, going forward no more, right?
They shouldn't lose a game with that schedule.
Yep. So people will finally say, you guys find a way to always intertwine Notre Dame into this. Well, yes, we do, because guys,
they're the ones that talking the loudest all the time.
Talking the loudest, man. Ryan, what's up? Good morning, sir. How are you?
What's up, fellas? How you doing, man?
We're good.
What up, big dog?
We're just wrapping up the Indiana and Oregon game. What's the thoughts before we move on to Miami and excuse me, the Miami and Ole Miss game?
Sorry, Ryan. Real quick. The spread. So right now it's set at 7.5 for Indiana. They favor to win.
That's a lot, man. Especially when a team is, especially when a team is at home.
Yeah.
I mean, rightfully so. Obviously, Indiana should be favored.
Yes.
7.5 is a lot of points, especially with the team that has basically the best offensive line, the best defensive line. They have NFL talent on that line. For 7.5 is a lot. It's a lot. Yep. I mean, I know we're gonna talk about the Miami Ole Miss game, but Miami basically beat themselves on when they played Thursday night, and they still won the game with self-inflicted wounds all over the place.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of points, especially if it was at home. I could see if it was at a neutral site. Yeah, you might. What Indiana's doing, running through everybody, and I want to say Indiana has like the oldest team in college football. I think their average age is 23 years old. They have a bunch of guys from transfer portal that's like on their fifth, sixth year, like a bunch of them. Yeah, so it's grown men out there. It's two teams that have a bunch of grown men, but the Canes got a lot of NFL talent, man, especially on the D line and offensive line. So we'll see. That's a lot of points, 7.5.
Gotcha.
A lot.
Your thoughts on last night's game before we transition to the Miami and Ole Miss game?
I wouldn't say shocking because Indiana just been steamrolling everybody, but that was shocking because Oregon has team speed. They're not bad in the trenches as well. They have big boys up front. Dan Lanning is a great coach. I mean, first playoff top, a pick six. I mean, puts you behind the 8 ball already, but then you go down and score and make it 7-7.
Well, it was a game.
So I'm like, okay. Yeah. I'm like, okay. They
needed that. They needed that, Ryan, because they got punched in the face early. Go ahead.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Pick six on the first play, on the first offensive play. So that's a gut punch right there. But then you compose yourself, went down, scored, tied the game up, and then after that, it was like, I mean, the quarterback for Oregon, who's gonna be a top pick if he leaves, he still hasn't announced. But I can't see him staying. I mean, if you're already gonna be a top, one, 2 of the first quarterbacks pick, you gotta leave. But yeah, I mean, he was fumbling the ball slipping out of his hand. It was just a night, and then in the red zone too, just a nightmare. Just nightmare turnovers. And Indiana they just don't beat themselves, right? They don't beat themselves. Everything is strategic. Everything is finite. They just do not beat themselves, and that's what I'm most scared of with them playing Miami is that they don't beat themselves, where Miami will beat themselves at some point. You can't do that against a team like Indiana. They're well coached, and it's But last night, to answer your question, was shocking because they tied it up. If they would just steamroll them after that pick six and be like, okay, they just couldn't recover from the first play pick six. I would say, okay, I saw it coming. They were probably just, devastated from that pick six. But they tied the game. I'm like, okay, we got a game.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, it was no game. They ran the ball however they didn't want to run the ball. Heisman Trophy winner.
He had more touchdowns
Efficient.
than incompletions.
Exactly. It's pinpoint passing. Yeah, it was shocking to say the least, that score, and how easy they scored. How easy they were able to they just did whatever they wanted to do. They got whatever they want, whatever play they wanted. I mean, everything was positive yards. So yeah, just shocking, but not shocking, if that makes sense.
But you pointed out some thing before we came on, and I was just talking about how much attention to detail that they pay Indiana, and
exactly
in Miami next Monday night, man. Y'all better not do that, man. Y'all better not beat yourselves, because this team absolutely will take advantage of all that stuff. And like you said, Ryan, they're well coached, and Dan Lanning, he's a great coach, but as you can see, man, Indiana was playing on a different level, man. And shout out.
They're like, there's levels to this. Yeah. And to piggyback on what you said about Miami beating themselves, in the first two playoff games, fantastic, no penalties. The game against Ohio State, they had 0 penalties, not one. And we're like, and yeah, against a defense like Ohio State, and but Thursday night with Miami, just the play calling, the suspect play calling. All you gotta do is just run the ball. They can't stop the run. You're doing. I'll save that for when we talk about the Canes.
Let's
Canes
go
right
game. To it, man. The Canes, of course, the number 10 Miami Hurricanes defeated the number 6 Ole Miss Rebels just on Thursday night, 31-27 in the Fiesta Bowl semifinal at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. The Hurricanes will advance to the 2026 College Football Playoff National Championship game on January 19th at Hard Rock Stadium. Yes, their home field, marking their first title game appearance since 2002. It's been a long time for the U. Miami quarterback Carson Beck led a 15-play, 75-yard game-winning drive, finishing with a 3-yard rushing touchdown with 18 seconds left. Beck, he was 23 of 37. He passed for 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception, and the game winner on the ground. On a historic note, this is Miami's first Fiesta Bowl win in the school history, and the first time a team will play a national title game in its home stadium in the CFP era. Miami improved school record wins for the season with 13 and became the lowest CFP seed, number 10, to reach the championship game. Ole Miss Rebels quarterback Trinidad Chambers and overall squad had a historic season, nearly clinching their first title game before an incomplete final play ended their run. So I'll start with D-Dubs. Your thoughts on Miami being the CFP championship?
Yo, kudos! Shout out to Miami. I mean, to me, I thought they dominated started from the offensive line, and just they seemed like they pushed Ole Miss around on the ground. So,
Ole Miss didn't tackle either, though. They didn't.
And yeah, Ole Miss had a lot of missed tackles that I seen too. I was like, wow. But Miami looks very strong, very, very strong. Carson Beck, you know, as you mentioned, 268, 2 TD passes. 1 mistake with the interception. Fletcher Fletcher came in 22 carries, 133 yards. So it's a good win for Miami. Miami wins, and then they advance. And the question is the U is back, and I don't know. The U ain't back until they win the championship, man. Because I think that's when, that's what I'm known them for, winning. They was winning all throughout 80s, late 80s, going I think even into the part of the 90s. I think a little part of, if I'm not.
Yeah, 80s,
late 80s and the 90s, right?
80s they had two. Early 90s they had in the early 90s they had two, and then they had one in 2001.
Remember, man.
83,
Wait,
89, 91, and 2001.
Yeah. And you sprinkle in a little bit of Nebraska because Nebraska had a little run, and that was teams back in the days. It was very, very good teams back then. But Miami, I know they definitely got their eyes on winning the championship, man. So we'll see. They're gonna have their how you say their work cut out for themselves, man. Definitely they got some stiff competition. If you didn't think that Indiana was all that, and you've seen their games, these last couple of games, man.
I'm on Ticketmaster right now, and in the 400 level, tickets are going now for $4,900.
Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Get your press pass.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Shout outs to Trinidad Chambers, man. This kid is phenomenal, man. He had a really good year, man. I didn't know he almost passed for like 4,000 yards, man.
Yeah. Also with Trinidad, I didn't know he was so small. He plays like he's 6'4". They list him at 6 foot, so he's like 5'11". I'm like, he doesn't even look that small or that short. I mean, like he plays taller and bigger than what his attributes are saying. It's crazy.
Kawan Lacey, he had that one burst. Did he get hurt?
He had about
he pulled his hamstring.
Hamstring going in.
Okay, but it must have been after that because it didn't seem like he had a hamstring after that first run. He busted up the middle.
I think that's where he pulled it.
That's where he run. Okay.
Yeah, he was all season, midway through the regular season, he was dealing with a shoulder injury, and on the big run, it looked like he pulled up a little lame on right when he was about to score. You can tell when he was running, he slowed down. I'm like, dude, why are you slowing down? And but that was it. So he kind of tweaked it
as he got
tweaked his hamstring.
The end zone there. Yeah. Okay. Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me get to this this other point here. And I just thought the final play and no call stirred post-game debate. And I heard a lot of Ole Miss people and emotions from Ole Miss fans and analysts alike agreed this on should that have been a pass interference call at the end of the game.
Well, if you look at the replay, that dude's hand is inside of his shoulder pads, like literally like this. Okay. So I don't think it changes the outcome at all.
Yeah, it's not a spot foul, right? They've
15-yard penalty. Yeah. Clock will be out. So, and they have to score a touchdown. So,
yeah, they'll have the ball at the 20-yard line with the unplayed down, untimed down.
So I don't think that changes the outcome of the game. I mean, there's a possibility, but I mean, yeah, he had a hold of him and he couldn't really move to go towards the ball. But it doesn't matter,
right? And on the other angle too, you can also see the offensive guy kind of arm barring as well, and they kind of both look like they're tussling. Obviously, the Miami player was more aggressive because he's a defender, so he's going to be more aggressive. But you're not going to get that call. We don't ever see that call on a so-called Hail Mary last-second ditch you're throwing from the 45-yard line. You're not going to get that call. You're just not. And I heard people saying, well, they called it against Miami when they got robbed against Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl, and they got robbed. Yeah, but that was at the 3-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a Hail Mary pass. So that's different. You're not going to get that. You're just not going to get that call. There's always going to be arm fighting, what have you on a Hail Mary pass, and the refs are known unless it's really egregious. Now, what about the law? Yes, it is. You can even say it's holding. Yes, it's his pass interference. What about the law? but it's not that egregious on a jump ball play like that. At the 45, he's at the 35-yard line, but remember he's backed up and he's throwing it from like the 45-yard line, which is like a Hail Mary. You're not gonna get that call. And I'm glad they didn't call it.
I'm absolutely glad because, like you said, you play the game and there's going to be a lot of jostling, a lot of moving around and people grabbing and clutching. Like you said, if it's egregious and it's just he just mugs him or whatever, I got you, man. But you just jockeying around like it's a rugby match or whatever. I can't see them throwing the flag on that. So
and to be honest, it's actually smart by the DB because they're not going to call it. And if for some reason the ball's in the air and you don't feel comfortable, take the 15-yard penalty. If they do call it, like Dan said, at least it's only 15 yards. Now you're at the 20. If you're not sure you're gonna make that play and it's close, yeah. But the way he did it was kind of smart, and the ref that was on the sideline was in a bad position as well to see the hole. The ref didn't do himself didn't do a good job of trying to see the play neither. But I don't know if he could have. It was, obviously we see the replay and live time for a referee that's hard.
Yeah,
that's hard.
Yeah,
especially on a Hail Mary play, you're not gonna get that.
Gotcha, man. I'll go around the panel before we end. Like I said, we're just talking college football this morning, the Monday Night Blitz, the Saturday morning edition. I'll start with Dan. Dan, who you got? Right as of now, things might, shift. Dan is going with
It's not shifting. I'm going Indiana.
Real quick, I have to jump up for a second. I'll be taking Indiana myself. D-Dubs, take it away.
Yeah, no doubt. Indiana, we was talking about it earlier. Indiana is definitely is a heavy favorite, and that 7.5 point spread tells you all that you need to know. However, we all know Miami are, they are some giant killers, and going through this first round, the first 2 rounds for them.
Yeah,
they've been playing really good. So I'm going Indiana, and Indiana is I think it's the balanced team, the most balanced team out the whole thing. So Indiana should win this. I'm not going to say handily, but they should win this.
Yeah. Ryan, what you got?
All right.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gonna put it in context for you. As a young man that moved to Florida in 1987, and I saw the glory years when I was 12 years old, the glory years of Florida State coming up, UF coming up, and then the Canes coming up as a kid. That aura is close. That Miami U mystique, that South Florida mystique of players is filtered throughout college football on every team. Hell, the quarterback, the quarterback for Indiana is from Miami.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
And remember too, Miami beat him when he played for Cal last season. But my point is, there's going to be Hall of Famers in that building, in that stadium, on their home field. I'm not talking about Hall of Famers for UM per se. Yeah, they're gonna be there. I'm talking about Hall of Famers that went to UM who are NFL Hall of Famers. The mystique of Florida football will prevail. I think it's going to be a close game because I think Miami's battle tested. Like you said, D-Dubs, they played close games all through this college playoff. Now, if Indiana gets in, then I'm worried. But the game is close. Miami's battle tested. And Miami still has the advantage in the trenches. They have two 2 first-round picks on the D-line with Messidor and Bain, and 2 first-round picks on the offensive line. So they're not going to get bullied and pushed over. It's going to be a rock fight. And them being at home, I think Miami wins a close one.
Got a score?
I think for Miami's sake, it can't be in the 30s. It has to be like a 24-21 game. And I think if Miami can keep it in the 20s with both the teams, I think Miami can win. I think they're going to win. I think the Canes win.
Gotcha. Ryan, we wasn't down here, but I'm down here now living, and to hear people like yourself and others that I talked to, throughout the week, and how that mystique was real back in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s with the Hurricanes, and just to hear people, we lost Ryan.
Seems like Ryan is like he's trying to get the rise from the dead and get the spirits that go.
Enduring a win.
Yeah. We ain't got nothing else, but we're gonna make sure we get the spirits to kill that noise, man. Yeah, Indiana gonna kill them, man. Indiana's gonna they're gonna steamroll them, and you're gonna watch all the greats and the stars start leaving early. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Johnson calling the cab.
Calling the cab, going back back down to the Keys.
Yeah, call the cab, homie. Yeah.
Listen, man. Go ahead.
No, that's all I got for you, man. I don't see it that way, man. But I'm hopefully we're entertained. So you
just want to.
Hey, y'all put it in the comment section. That's what.
Put it in the comment section. We just want a good game.
Just like you said, we want a good game. But guess what? We got rid of the powder puffs. We don't have a TCU in the championship game.
That's right.
So guess what? Oregon got beat 56-22. We still get it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who's playing, whether it's like you think about it. Indiana's beaten like how many top 10 teams, and that's kind of where I think they got the advantage. Yes, Miami's a very good football team. They got a lot of great players, but I think it's going to come down to coaching, the ability, to not take frivolous penalties and the like and turnovers.
Yeah.
So I think in that department, I think Indiana has the edge in it, and I think Indiana has some big boys up front on both sides of the football too that can counteract with it. Yeah. But they can run the football. They got great receivers. They got good special teams, and their defense is solid. So, I'm interested to see how the game goes, because I think if Mendoza gets rolling a little bit early, it might be time to turn out the lights. It might be a repeat of the last 3 weeks or 3 games that they played.
Yeah. Little side note, Dan, I did apply for media credentials. I have not heard back from the CFP yet, so we'll see. Who knows? I don't know. I cleared my.
I hope you get in.
I cleared my calendar. I got for 2 for me and Ryan, so I cleared our calendar. So hopefully, man, I look in the email and hey, pick up your credentials at the Westgate off the Florida's Turnpike, man. And
hey, it ain't too late, man. So
I put it in. I applied like a month ago. So we'll do. Listen, this was great. This is what we wanted to do. We didn't want this news to get stale a little bit, so that's why we jumped on this morning to do this.
Yeah.
So we.
I just want to say I'm not a Notre Dame hater. I just love to bring them in the conversation because everybody thinks they need to be there.
What about Notre Dame?
I loved Rudy. That's all I gotta say.
Rudy. Yeah.
Listen, we're going to get on out of here, man. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O'Warren, the host of Monterey, for Dan, the hockey dude, for Daryl D. Dels Warren, and the rest of the crew. This is the Sports Chasers. Hey, y'all be good, be great, man. Enjoy your football weekend, man, as I will do the same. Y'all take it easy.
And put it in the comment section, please.
Put it in the comment section. Thank y'all. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.